Has the legendary Planet 9 finally been confirmed? By comparing data from two telescopes, scientists have discovered traces that may point to the elusive Planet 9. If confirmed, it would mean humanity has been living in a 9-planet system all along, without realizing it. Calculations suggest this object has about 10 times the mass of Earth, hiding in the darkness some 80 billion kilometers from the Sun, manipulating countless frozen worlds like a ghost. Top astronomers around the globe are searching for it, yet it stubbornly refuses to show itself. So why are astronomers so confident it exists? Because in the Kuiper Belt and regions even farther out, the motions of certain icy bodies are simply too strange. It's as if an invisible giant hand is controlling their orbits. Without a massive object exerting gravitational influence, these patterns make no sense at all. And the most exciting part is this. Very recently, scientists may have finally caught a glimpse of this cosmic hide-and-seek champion. By analyzing over 20 years of observational data from 2 space missions, researchers detected a faint signal, one that slowly shifted position over time. That's exactly what you'd expect from a distant object moving sluggishly through space. If this discovery is confirmed, it would be a bombshell in the history of astronomy. But don't celebrate just yet. Things aren't that simple. In fact, the search for an unknown planet beyond the outer reaches of our solar system began more than a century ago. In the early 20th century, astronomers noticed odd deviations in the orbits of Uranus and Neptune. They began hunting for the culprit. In 1930, Pluto was discovered. At first, everyone thought the mystery was solved, but it quickly became clear something was wrong. Pluto was far too small to account for the observed anomalies. You know how that story ended. Poor Pluto was eventually stripped of its planetary status and reclassified as a dwarf planet. But scientists didn't give up. In recent years, attention has turned to objects beyond Neptune, known as trans-Neptunian objects, or TNOs. The orientations of their orbits are strikingly similar, as if someone lined them up with a ruler. From a statistical perspective, the odds of this happening by pure coincidence are essentially zero. If chance alone can't explain it, then only one explanation remains. There must be a large, unseen planet out there, using its powerful gravity to shape the motion of these distant bodies. According to calculations, this hypothetical Planet 9 would have a mass 5 to 10 times that of Earth, traveling along an elongated elliptical orbit, roughly 400 to 800 astronomical units from the Sun. For reference, 1 astronomical unit is the average distance between Earth and the Sun, about 150 million kilometers. Earth completes one orbit in 365 days. Planet 9, however, might take thousands of years to circle the Sun just once. A planet that massive, at such a great distance, could easily organize the orbits of far-flung objects into the patterns we observe. It sounds convincing, so why can't we find it? After all, the James Webb Space Telescope can see galaxies from the dawn of the universe. Why can't it spot a planet practically in our cosmic backyard? The answer is simple. It's incredibly far away, and incredibly dark. If Planet 9 exists, it receives only about 1/10,000th the sunlight Earth does. Invisible light, it's nearly invisible. Worse still, it moves painfully slowly across the sky. Using conventional observation methods, you could stare at it for months and never notice it shifting at all. So what's the solution? Scientists came up with a clever idea. Use infrared observations. Infrared telescopes don't rely on reflected sunlight. They detect heat emitted by objects themselves. Even after billions of years, a large planet still releases enough residual heat to be detectable. That's why researchers dug up old data from 2 space-based infrared missions. IRAS, launched in 1983, and AKARI, launched in 2006. Here's the key point. More than 20 years separate these missions. That time gap is perfect for tracking the slow motion of distant objects. Scientists compared data from different years, looking for anything that shifted position relative to background stars. A team led by astronomer Ting-Chi Lan at National Central University in Taiwan used precise simulations and filtering techniques to sift through tens of thousands of infrared signals. They eventually identified several candidates. Then they found something that made hearts race. One object matched every expected characteristic of Planet 9. The right brightness, a credible motion track across the IRAS and AKARI datasets, and, crucially, no detection during periods when it theoretically shouldn't be visible. Does that mean we found Planet 9? Not so fast. A very big question mark still hangs over this discovery. Yes, we found something in the data, but we don't yet know what it actually is. It could indeed be Planet 9, with 5 to 10 Earth masses, orbiting 400 to 800 astronomical units from the Sun, but it could also be a large trans-Neptunian object, or even a brown dwarf, an object that sits somewhere between a planet and a star. There's also a more sci-fi possibility. It could be a rogue planet, formed around another star and later captured by the Sun's gravity. To determine the true nature of this candidate, the research team has proposed follow-up observations. Using the Dark Energy Camera in Chile, this instrument can detect extremely faint light across large areas of the sky, making it ideal for tracking slow, distant objects. But just as anticipation was building, another discovery complicated the picture even further. A few weeks ago, astronomers identified a new object in the outer solar system, 2017 of 201. This frozen world is about 700 kilometers in diameter. Not huge, but its orbit is extreme. At its closest, it comes within about 44.5 astronomical units of the Sun. At its farthest, it reaches over 1,600 astronomical units, more than 1,600 times Earth's distance from the Sun. It takes roughly 25,000 years to complete one orbit. Luckily, it was discovered while relatively close, allowing it to be detected by the Dark Energy Camera. You might be wondering, what does this have to do with Planet 9? A lot. Among the roughly 5,000 known trans-Neptunian objects, most share a striking feature. Their perihelion directions cluster within a narrow range, around 60 degrees. This alignment has been one of the strongest arguments supporting the existence of Planet 9, but 2017 of 201 refuses to play along. Its perihelion direction is 306 degrees, completely misaligned with the others. Even more troubling, computer simulations show that even without Planet 9, this object's orbit remains stable for at least 1 billion years. But when Planet 9 is added to the simulation, its gravity disrupts the orbit, eventually flinging the object toward Neptune, and ejecting it from the solar system within about 100,000 years. That's awkward. If this object is happily orbiting out there, doesn't that suggest Planet 9 doesn't exist? Not necessarily, but it does significantly reduce the likelihood of a Neptune-mass planet existing in that particular region. So where does that leave us? Planet 9 remains a mystery. We have hints that suggest it might be real, the neatly aligned trans-Neptunian objects, and the mysterious signal in the IRAS and AKARI data. But we also have new discoveries that complicate the theory, like the rebellious 2017 of 201. That's the universe for you. Every time you think you're close to solving a mystery, it throws another question in your face. But that's exactly what makes astronomy so fascinating. Maybe one day, when astronomers scan the sky with even more advanced telescopes, they'll spot a moving point of light at just the right coordinates. And in that moment, we'll finally confirm that our solar system truly has a ninth member. Or perhaps we'll discover that those strange orbital patterns have an entirely different explanation, and Planet 9 was simply a beautiful misunderstanding. Either way, on the dark and frozen edge of our solar system, there may still be a secret waiting to rewrite the textbooks. And like the explorers of centuries past, we're pushing into the unknown. Only this time, our ships are telescopes, and our ocean is the endless sea of stars. The search for Planet 9 continues, and the answer may be waiting in the very next observation.